Hello, hello, and welcome to Grow2Glow. So today, today we're going to be talking about a question. Actually, it's a question from a client. Um, One of my last clients that I saw a few weeks ago, um, and something he said. I know I can't go back. However, my body is still doing the same thing. So this was after an RTT session, and he has his recording that he's listening to every day, and he is in his mind, throughout the day whilst he's working. He's noticing that he's more aware. He's more aware of the things that he's saying, the things that he's doing. But at the same time, it's almost like his body kind of takes over and automatically wants to handle things in a different way, even though he's coming into himself and being a lot more aware. And he goes, I don't know what to do with myself. And I totally understand this because, like, even now, when I get up out of my meditation, the first hour, it's always so blissful. And then you have to integrate into the real world. And you have to integrate and still hold on to these elements of the stuff that you've been meditating about and bringing into your meditation and feeling. And you can feel almost like the mismatch of how things were and now how they're trying to become. So it's almost like they're not quite meeting, but they're close. And you feel a little bit of discord, and sometimes you find yourself saying things, like yesterday morning, I found myself saying things about just thinking something really negative. And I said it out loud. And I laughed because I said, Dashna, what was that about? you know? And I laughed because the fact that I'm aware that it's not who I choose to be anymore, that's a big win. That's a big win because it takes a little time to integrate things into your body. It's like if you're an athlete, you're not going to run, do some training for one day and then you're going to be a super athlete. No, you got to keep training and training and training until that thing becomes so natural. Before you know it, you're running. You're doing all these world class. Look at Usain Bolt. Doing those world class speeds. He didn't start from just one session, one session of that. But if you keep doing it, repetition is everything to the human being. You look at a child, they don't get up and try to walk and then they fall over and go, oh, hell no, I'm not going to do that. Done, So we all be crawling around on our knees and bellies because we'd have given up at the first instance or the second instance or the third instance. And if most people gave up then, we wouldn't have the world we live in. We'd still be living in the cave days, right? It's because people persevere. They know that I try and I try and I try. And it's not even try because I erased that word from my vocabulary. So I don't even know why it's there, right? But you just keep doing it. You do it, you do it, you do it. And with every doing, you're creating an impression in your subconscious mind. And the more you create that impression, it becomes the most used pathway. Yeah. It's like you see where cars drive through a field, it creates an impression. So you can see where everybody's driving, creates an impression. But if you go into off piste, there won't be any impression because there are no ruts in the road to tell you where you need to go. So you need to create this impression in your subconscious pathway so it becomes a dominant pathway. So all of those other things that are trying to come and take you by automation, then you can say, oh, you're no longer in charge because now I've done this so many times. Now it just comes so natural to me that that bit disappears. Joe Dispenza says, nerve cells that fire together, wire together. Okay, so if they're doing the same thing, if you're doing it all over and over and over, eventually they're going to wire together and become one big strong circuit. Okay, your primary circuit. So to answer his question, he knows he can't go back, however, his body is doing this thing. but just keep going. Keep that awareness, knowing that, yes, you can't go back. There's no way you want to go back and sit on that bench where you were feeling uneasy with life and scared of what people thought about you, having social anxiety, not able to speak up, feeling that anxiety, being around so many people and being responsible. Whatever your situation is, just stand in your resolve, knowing that you deserve all the good things. You are strong. You were born confident. You are born with willpower. Okay? So you were born, you were a kind of floppy little baby, and you're going to help yourself physically. But intuitively, you already knew what you wanted. Because, you know, if babies are born and they put them on the belly, the mommy's belly, they find their way instinctively to that breast to feed. Okay, so the instincts are in there, the intuition is in there. And as we grow up, yes, society, parents, schools, friends, media, all of that kind of stuff kind of chip away at our joy, at our fun, at our eagerness for life and expression. And we start feeling this contraction and we feel this heaviness and the feeling that we're not good enough. I can't do that. That's not for me. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not smart enough. I don't have what it takes. But you know what? If you have a brain that's functioning and you're listening to this, you have what it takes to be anything and to do anything that you want to do. Okay? Even you look at the people that, the Wrights brothers, who people think they were crazy. Back in those days, nobody's ever flown a plane or seen anything flown through the sky but a bird. But they felt and they thought and they had this desire and this vision. So if you have a vision, don't let anybody tell you any different, because if it's burning inside of you, it's for you to bring it into fulfillment, into fruition. It's your purpose. So live for that purpose every day, regardless of what anybody tell you. There are millions of stories around the world where people have defied the odds, stepped up, and set a new standard for mankind. Be that person. If something is burning, let it burn. Burn the whole place down with it. Okay, because that's you. That's why you're here. Okay, so don't go back. You can't go back and sit down knowing what you know now, knowing that you are an energetic life force, that 99.999% of you is energy. And that is the realm that you need to live in order to have a real powerful life. Living in this body is just the vehicle. This is just the vehicle that takes you from A to B to create the things that you want to create. But you don't have to sit there and think and work it out and push and strain and fight and hustle. No, let your energy do the work. Get to that place where your energy is so aligned and so attuned that things just kind of come to you easy. And you do that by repetition, training your body to get back to that, because we have been trained. Okay, they did the best they could when we were younger, even back in the day, the 1900s, 1800s, and all of those times. We did the best that we could, but now in this day and age, the information is out there. You go on YouTube and you type in quantum leaping, quantum jumping, meditating. You type in anything to do with spirituality, you will find it there. But it's so much, so vast. Sometimes it's difficult to know exactly what to look at. If you're not intuitive enough, you get lost in the sea of a lot of it, too much of it. So it's important to get that sort of focus, the step-by-step focus, which brings me to the coaching program that we are now launching, called Grow2Glow Ascension Pathway, which takes you from that stress, that heaviness, that worry, that not knowing what's going to happen, and just feeling why bother, and life is just so hard and we all have to hustle through it, and just can't wait for retirement so I can just sit down and put my feet up. Some people don't even know what retirement is because they feel like they can never retire. They got to work until their last breath because that's just how their world is set up. can't go on holiday because I just can't see how that's possible when I've got this business to run, you know, and how am I going to do that? I remember I was thinking like that at one point, where as a chiropractor, you can only work from a bench on a person. And even though it was a wonderful job, but my heart was saying, I want to fly. I want these walls to disappear. And I want to be able to work from anywhere in the world and giving value to my clients. Giving value to my clients. And I started to dream. I started to dream of the walls literally melting away. And one point I was dreaming about being in my bikini with a chiropractic table under a palm tree and adjusting people there. And all my patients, when I shared it with them, they'd say, yes, I'm there. I'm there. You probably only see me once a year because I got to work, but I'm going to be there. But then that developed into something even more for me, more an area where I absolutely love, which is this. It is talking about who we truly are at our core. Because when we get into who we truly are at our core, there's no going back. When we understand that, there's no going back. And the pain, the physical ailment that people were coming into the chiropractor for, that kind of stuff kind of disappears. Body resolves it. It knows how to resolve it most of the time. I'm not saying you don't need medicine and you don't need your chiropractor, but yes, you need to get your alignment, but then you won't fall into disrepair as often because your energy is so aligned. It's beautiful. Things just work out. Your body just heals a lot quicker. You respond to your environment easier. You see things even before they happen because your intuition kind of steers you in the right direction. So you don't have to come across the pain and the struggle. Yeah, so people who live in the fourth, fifth dimension, they live a different kind of life. Life is easy for them. Life is easy. And this is where we want to take you. I want to take you out of the struggle and the grind of the 3D, three-dimensional world, the pain, the push, out of this body. Let the body do what's meant to do, which is to process your energy, process their energy. So take you to where you need to go to feel the fun, to feel alive, to feel the fulfillment. But get your energy back into alignment so that it can do that. Okay? Which means you have to get out, you have to get into your, but get this energy into the body so that it can express itself. Okay? So but there are ways of doing that with our coaching program. That's what we do. We start taking from A till you're feeling like, wow, this is amazing. You look at people walking by and you can see the heaviness on them, but you know more. And you also want to reach out and help or point them in the right direction. So, and on top of that, you don't even have to go to people. They'll come to you. They'll be like, wow, I want what you have. What have you been doing? Yeah, tell me more about that. And they're very curious. So that is, in my opinion, that's our responsibility to come back to ourselves, to come back to the God self, to allow the God self to flow and take the steering wheel of life because you'll never be disappointed. You can't be disappointed because it's the highest vibration. And that's what everybody's aiming for. Everybody's trying to feel good. And when you learn how to get to that vibration, you feel good all the time. You feel good all the time, and it's never a bore. It's never a bore because it's not like hardships. You know, life doesn't bump against you, but you know how to deal with it and you use it as stepping stones of growth, right? The ladder of growth. So you're growing to the next and the next and the next and the next levels of yourself. Okay, so RTT is brilliant for helping release those limiting beliefs. And when you release them, it's almost like you leave this massive void, this space where you can put all the beautiful things in and watch them grow and then yourself flourish. But it's something, not but however, you have to do this work. You have to do the work. I can't do it for you. Your sister can't do it for you. Your brother can't do it for you. Your mom can't do it for you. Your pastor can't do it for you. Your government can't do it for you. No one can do it for you but you. And that is a beautiful thing because it means that you are in control. And that's the only thing you have control of is your thoughts and how they relate to yourself. You got control of that, which means you can change. You can change if you want that, if you want that. Okay. And so if you're going through the RTT program or any of the coaching program, and you can feel those little tiny things shifting for you, that's pretty normal. The important thing is you have the awareness of it. If you're doing the program and there was no awareness of anything, no change, no, none of what this guy was saying is his body still feeling like it's doing the same thing, but your awareness is there's a wave of awareness that's basically trying to teach him something else. That's fine. That's perfect. That's exactly what you need to be doing. And if you keep doing that, eventually your body will take a seat and you will rewire that program. And your body will basically wake up to that program and understand that, okay, this is how we're living now. And things just are so much easier. Life just flows. Everything is in flow. You feel easy inside yourself. You feel light. You feel vibrant. You feel so much love flowing. And no matter how terrible somebody is to you or you see them behaving, once upon a time, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm perfect. Sometimes I still judge. But majority of the time, I can bring myself to a space where I can feel compassion for that person because they're living in 3D, deep, tense, dense 3D. And they just need someone to help them, to show them that there's a different way, there's another way. You are creating this for yourself. So you can also undo it and create something new. So this is what the 10-week program does. So if you're interested, please follow the link down below to our Grow2Glow Ascension Pathway on the website to have more information and book an ignition call so you and I can talk. It's going to be about a 1-hour talk just to see where you're at, what you need help with, what's the pressing things, what the outcomes you're looking for, and how we can help steer you towards that and also teach you all the underlying principles that is going to help that stick and create the changes that you need to live this glorious life. Okay, so have a look and book an engagement call. I look forward to seeing you. And in the meantime, also, please, if you like this video, thumbs up. Go on. Press set. Oh, it's over here. Press. Oh, maybe it's over here. Wherever it is, you can see it, right? Like this video, and also subscribe to my channel so that you will not miss any other videos. Every week around Sunday, Monday time, I release a video discussing a question that I may have had or something that's on my heart or something I read somewhere and I want to share. Yeah. So the idea is to inspire and it's to empower, because in empowering myself, I share that. Whatever I'm learning, I'm teaching. Okay. So there's nothing that I'm teaching that I'm not going through or haven't been through, I should say. Okay. So sending you lots of love and big hugs and sending you lots of light. Till next time. Bye.